Hi everybody, Glenn Haussman here for heretostay.tv, powered by Bridge Street. And we're coming at you today from the Serviced Apartment Summit Americas here in amazing New York City. It's amazing because it's my hometown, so I absolutely love it. And I found Mr. Yaniv Toledano, who's with Stay Novo. And Yaniv, your concept is really, I think, where we all want to go with the alternative housing. It's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that. It's kind of taking all these concepts we've been talking about, wrapping it up into a nice little bow and making customers happy.
100%, Glenn. It's I think it's about time to have something fresh in this industry. Right. Everybody's speaking.
You mean you don't like stale concepts?
Nope, not my vibe. Obviously, as you can see, right? No. The idea is really to create a new way to live. Boutique living is like how everybody wants to live. Think about living like a boutique hotel kind of concept, but everywhere, because several trends we see around the world is, first of all, we live in a no ownership economy, so people don't want to own anything anymore. So for sure, what do they need to own? Furniture, right? So then we see more and more people just deciding to live furnished. Okay, and then comes the other side of people who want to move around, right? But the problem that you have with moving around is the sense of connectivity, the sense of belonging, and the fact that you want to be connected and privileged.
Dude, you're talking about all of these issues that I've been complaining about and saying that there's so much opportunity out there if you're looking at these trends. Yeah. Great idea. So how does this all come together with what you're doing at Stay Novo?
So the most important thing that we're trying to attack is the side of the loneliness. To deal with the loneliness of the business traveler. Right. And the way we're doing it is so it's several things. First of all, it's the consciousness of the Novo brand around that. Okay, I've been in this journey of Novo for the past 11 years. I've been in the industry for God knows how long. And the main thing is about first of all treating all the people who stay with us, not as guests or tenant, as members, right? And then the first thing that they have to be is also become a Novo member, and then what exactly it means, right? So then, first of all, it gets access to the accommodation and to the hotels and to the buildings and so on. Then they get access to all the amenities. So even if you live in a building that doesn't have a pool, and we have a pool in the hotel, you can still access to the pool. So kind of like a shared amenities kind of concept. And then the third thing is about accessing to our locales, right? So we created this concept of essentially like the airport lounge in the city, right? So take the United Club concept, and bring it into a city, into a retail, and we have our first one on the Bowery, of all places, right, downtown, the coolest location on earth, and we have a gallery space, and that's where we're kind of creating the community, right? So because a community without a space, bringing the digital community into like a physical thing, because the main and maybe like the most important thing, for people to do today is like, how do we actually create a sense of connectivity while you're traveling for business? Right. It's the hardest thing to do.
Right, because we're all out there. We were promised with the online world that we would virtually be together wherever we go. But
technology made us more disconnected than ever before.
Right, and with social media and all of these things, it seems to be cleaving relationships as opposed to bringing together relationships.
And it's unbelievable to see like people who's coming from all around the world. We did like a member dinner in one of the buildings, right? And there was like 16 people, sitting on the dinner, 2 from London, 2 from South Africa, 2 from China, 2 from Israel, 2 from... and from different industries, different anything, and people connect. In that moment, it's like for me as an entrepreneur who was trying to pursuing this for so long, it was a magical moment. Right. You see you touch, and then you see them taking an Uber back to the building, and they're meeting together, whatever. That's the idea. The idea is to create a sandbox for people who are traveling for business, to actually communicate and connect. It doesn't make any sense that you live in 2A and I live in 2B, and we don't know that, we both therefore we're both strangers in the same city.
Hey, listen, I lived in this city in New York. I lived in 2G, and I had no idea who was in 2F.
So that's exactly the point. So that's why we started to do only full buildings. So we're taking a full building, we're branding the building, we're creating that calendar of events, we're creating the programming within the building, but also outside of the building to let them the opportunity also to roam around in the city, to move around, right? And creating this art exhibition and music and sound and concerts and talks and wellness, yoga, you name it, to actually foster this idea of hey, you're from Berlin, I'm from LA, we're both in New York for 3 months. Okay, we're in the same boat, we're both not in our natural environment. Okay, how do we make it work?
Right, I love it. I'm going to want to talk to you more about this. I think we got to do a whole podcast on this, which you can find on Here to Stay Network. We're going to be getting this guy on here because I think you are totally on point. Before we wrap up, where are you located right now?
I'm between New York and London. We have a very big expansion play in Europe right now, and London, Berlin, Amsterdam, Paris is coming kind of like into the play. We just opened Mexico City, so I have to be in Mexico City a lot. But I just had my child, I have a son, 8-month-old.
Hey, congratulations.
So, yes, thank you so much. So we're really based in New York. So we're like a very New York brand at the end of the day.
All right, beautiful. So stay Novo. So what great stuff. I love that you're on top of all these trends. Not only that, but I hazard to say you may have even created some of these trends because you've been at it for so long. So for Yaniv and myself, Glenn, thanks for watching Here to Stay TV, powered by Bridge Street. See you next time.